Alright, this is OIF Vet, and today we're going to be talking about the differences between the Gen 3 and the Gen 4s. So it's a Gen 3 versus Gen 4. This is my Gen 3 Glock 22 40 caliber, and this is my Gen 4 Glock 34 9mm. This one is a little bit longer. That's just because of the caliber and the model of that gun. That's not a difference between Gen 3 and Gen 4. The first thing you might notice if you're looking at Gen 3 or Gen 4 is the Gen 4 says right on the slide, Gen 4. You can see right there, Gen 4. Okay. The Gen 3 does not say anything. Same way with the Glock, or the Gen 1 and Gen 2s, they won't say anything as well on the slide. And Gen is just another way of saying generation, or the order that it was made. So basically the Gen 4s are older than the Gen 3s, and etc. down the line. So another way you can tell right off by looking at them, a difference between them is the guide rods, the guide rod holds. So this is the Gen 4. It's going to be large hole. This is the Gen 3. So even the slide and frame is going to be different sides. See how thin this is right here around the bottom of the guide rod, and see how thick this is. This is also thicker. This is also thinner across the bottom of this. So you can see it right there. It's also thinner. So this is the Gen 3, the Gen 4. Those two are different, and that's because this has a single guide rod spring, and the Gen 4s have a double guide rod spring. So that's a little bit of difference between the two. You can also tell, look at the front, this is going to be a sharper angles, cuts, not as sharp, and the mag release is different on these. So this is the mag release for the Gen 4. Okay, it has a larger surface area. It's got longer serrations and a little bit deeper. And that's what it looks like from the side. You can see how far it sticks out there and there. And this is Gen 3. It's about half the size. Okay, this is the factory ones on both, and it's about half the size. So, and it doesn't appear to stick up as much when you do it like that. So it's definitely smaller on the Gen 3, so that's an improvement that they did for the Gen 4. The mag releases on the Gen 4 are also ambidextrous, which means, look over here, if you're left-handed, you can put one over here. You just look up a video on how to do that if you're left-handed, but I'm not. So that's that. And with the magazines are also different. Okay, so this is a magazine for the Gen 3. You see it only has one cutout on the right hand side because of the right hand mag release mechanism on that. Okay, this is the Gen 4 magazines. It has a cutout on the right and the left hand side, so when you change it over, it will work for both. The only thing, these are interchangeable in all instances except if you put a left hand, if you move this to the left hand side. Basically, if you move to the left hand side, you can only use Gen 4 magazines. Every other instance you can mix and match them, it doesn't matter. So the insides here, if we look in the inside, you're not going to be able to tell from this video the differences between the internal parts. There are a few differences you might catch right off the back. This has a little cut in it. This is a little bit swiveled. Basically, they're going to be looking the same. Okay, you're going to have to really get down and look at them and be like, oh, there's a difference. But they're going to look basically the same. There are some non-interchangeable parts in the interior of the internals of the gun. They are the trigger bars, the trigger housing, the mag catches, and the recoil guide spring assemblies, which is the other major difference from the Gen 3s and the Gen 4. Okay, so this is the Gen 3 guide rod and the Gen 4 guide rods. I say guide rods because it's a double compared to a single. So this is the Gen 3. Okay, you got your single guide rod assembly on there. This is the Gen 4. Okay, the Gen 4 has 2 springs. It's supposed to do a lot of things, help out with the problems that they were having with the malfunctions if you put a light on the front and all that. There's a whole bunch of things, okay? But basically they're saying this is better, all right, to have 2 rather than 1. Also on the Gen 4s that they didn't have with the Gen 3 is these removable and interchangeable back straps. They say that without any back straps, the Gen 4 is supposed to have the grip and feel of a 1911. With the medium and the large, you change it. You also have a medium large with the beaver tail, and then you have this tool to change those out on the backs of those. The frames, a big difference you're going to see is the stipling, which is the bumps on here. Basically, you can see those ones. They're like miniature Legos. Okay, that's my Gen 4. My Gen 3 is it's basically like smooth sandpaper. So that's why everybody has all those things, the sandpaper, putting them on there and whatnot. You really don't have to for these new ones. I mean, it's pretty abrasive. So comes in the exact same boxes. The Gen 3 box, brand new, comes with the exact same stuff that you get. You know, your magazines, your owner's manual, your cleaning kit, your spent rounds, and your little magazine where they try to sell you stuff. So that's Gen 3 versus Gen 4. They're both great guns, but now you know the differences between them. Thanks. Bye.